Well, for once, the fate of the world doesn't rest on our shoulders.
I'm assuming this one kind of gives a hint more about the story than the other one did. I love the medieval like flute music in this area so much.
So quick to relax.
I'm so biased. Me sitting here with my whistle, just grinning. I want to learn this song.
This contest is set and done. It'll be your daughter who sits the throne.
Wait.
Do not be so quick to relax.
Get a chance to enjoy ourselves.
Wait. Hold on. I want to learn it so bad.
We might even get a chance to enjoy ourselves.
It sounds like a similar instrument.
Don't be so quick to relax.
I want to learn it. Leviathan Part 2.
Just wait, Papa. When this contest is said and done, it'll be your daughter who sits the throne.
Watch me sit here after stream for an hour just learning this on whistle. I don't even know what the song is yet.
Our ship cast off from the docks. In retrospect,
I know Buff Pop is waiting to join because she wants to play as the cat lady. What was she playing? I'm just gonna Fantasia. I can't remember. Good. I love the tone of the music. You know what it reminds me of? I'm gonna pause for a sec. The music, it kind of reminds me of the vibe of music that you have in Relink. And another thing that kind of reminds me of Relink versus a lot of Final Fantasy stuff is that the colors are really bright. It's very colorful and vibrant, and it has that fantasy but kind of happy and whimsical feel where we don't really have a lot of areas quite like that yet in Final Fantasy XIV, so it's kind of exciting. I think the closest that I've seen at least might be Gridania to have that kind of whimsical, almost fairy tale feel, but then this one goes a step further, and it's like, it's not quite fairy tale, it's kind of like whimsical but still grounded in reality. Yeah, very like fantasy tropical getaway, but it still maintains all those fantasy elements. It's not going too realistic into like just being like tropical, like normal world tropical. Yeah, it kind of has like Monster Hunter vibes, like Monster Hunter stories specifically. And then I really like how the architecture takes influence from a lot of things too. It's just, it's so grounded in reality despite being fantasy, and I really love that. So I'm really excited to see where everything comes from. I'm wondering if it's going to be another high fantasy patch. But it feels very like lighthearted at the same time. I mean, I know that Endwalker is heavy. I don't know anything about the story yet. But
the right of succession.
Killing Game? The Killing Game expansion?
Takes my place as Dawn Serpent.
My conscience is determine the ruler of a nation.
We are blessed siblings. The elevated choice.
Tournament arc?
Nation can change for
Who's that? I don't know who that is, but I like them.
to no one.
I don't know who that is, but new Catboy husband.
Protector of peace and soon to be Dawn Servant.
I also really like her voice. She seems
A
cool.
waste of time. I can always take what I need later.
Our nation is a fortress, and its people the bricks with which it is built. It is through embracing innovation that we will usher Tule Yolal onto a more prosperous future.
I think that's one thing that I'm actually really, really excited about in general. I want to go back for a second. Where was it? A rich tapestry of history, because that's one thing. Like, we know some of the history of Eorzea, but at least so far, I haven't gotten to Stormblood yet, keep in mind. I know that area is quite different, but so far, a lot of the areas I've been to, it doesn't feel like exploring the history of a new area so much because they're all so tightly intertwined to the story. Ishgard was closest, but it still kind of felt like a part of the main area. Like, we learn about the Dragon Song War, but not too much else. Whereas this area is so different that I'm really excited to, like, learn about the history of it and notice all the details in the background, like, all the inspirations. Like, you know, when they talk about lore, and then afterwards you look back at areas and stuff, and you notice things that connect to that lore. And I'm really excited. I know that Square puts a lot of love into stuff like that, so I can't wait to see what they do with it.
It is through embracing innovation that we will usher Tule Yolal onto a more prosperous future.
I'm excited to see all the new, like, groups of people and stuff, too.
Its people lived.
And one thing about this, it kind of reminds me of Tunic. I've seen a lot of people complaining about areas like this, looking too fancy. They're like, that is cyberpunk, that is not fantasy or whatever. But listen, not only do you have Final Fantasy 1 and Final Fantasy 7 basically telling you, like, hey, tech is a thing, you have Magitech in this game. I get how some people might be a little confused by it and be like, this doesn't fit in the game. But as someone who arguably won the won the Starting City lottery after having a perspective, I started in Gridania, right? It's the Happy Fairy Tale Land. So the second I went to Ulda, and everything had a really different vibe, and then I go outside the city and I find, like, big Star Wars battleship but on Earth for some reason type vibes, I was like, okay. So this game is very clearly a mashup of a bunch of different things. Like, I never really had a specific, this is the 14 vibe. So to me, my brain is a lot more, like, malleable. There different things can fit in. Like the Alexander raids even, for example. They don't feel like anything else in the game so far, but at the same time, they don't feel out of place. Like, it works. Is it consistent with what you've seen so far? No. But because there's been so many different things, it works. And I like that. I do wonder if there's a lot of technology, though, if this area is going to have, like, rich Allegan history, or if it's going to be, like, a new group. I don't know. I wonder if maybe there's a new group that could rival the Allegans with, like, different technology and stuff. I almost wonder if this area is going to have more advanced technology than we do, and that's maybe why we travel over to try to learn about some of the technology.
Gods never.
Because there's so much of it here. It's like when we embraced ether and magic, they embraced technology.
Hardship and conflict.
Oh no!
This time,
Crying Lala, I'm already dead.
gold.
It's gonna have at least some pain confirmed. I like the enemy designs a lot too. They kind of remind me of Star Rail enemies.
A golden light.
God, the lighting and the visuals look so stunning. I know this is the trailer though, so this might not be what the in-game playing looks like, but but still looks really nice. I'm so excited for the graphic update to see how close the actual game looks to this.
Much about the key remains shrouded in mystery.
What in the world is that?
I love that boss design, whatever it is.
What is this?
This is all. Wait. So this is that the difference between launch trailer and cinematic trailer? This is all in game. So this is what it's gonna look like in the game in the future? No more of that really, really terrible lighting on the models? This is in game? Oh, that is indeed looking good. I didn't know the difference between the launch and cinematic trailer, so that is really, really exciting. Holy moly! I might end up for the patches instead of Scholar even wanting to use Sage. Just seeing all the technology and stuff, it kind of makes me want to pull out the lasers. But it's probably at high settings, yes. But even at high settings, this is really impressive. Mainly the shadows on the faces. I just talked about last stream how, like, the gray shadows on the faces, it doesn't look bad per se, but it dates it. That's not really how a lot of games work anymore. But this one looks stunning in comparison. I'm so excited.
And to what end?
Looks excellent.
I will be the next Dawn servant, and I
it's still not.
My people's happiness to the last.
I wonder if you have to help her try to win that tournament. That's such a cool idea. It seems almost like instead of setting up a new set of expansions, it almost seems like it's going to be like a one-off story. And then maybe they can either have another one-off story in the future, or they can start a new arc after that. But it seems like an expansion that the new story might wrap up all in one go, unless they have some sort of ongoing like narrative on top of it.